hopefully everyone that's going to come through. So today we're going to need a band to do some pull aparts, and then just some dumbbells as well. Not the end of the world if you don't have bands. You can do something slightly different. Okay, I reckon that's probably everyone. We'll get a start here. So for those who just joined, going to be some bands to do a pull apart exercise, and then just some dumbbells as well. Okay, so lower it down for the first one. So first one, going to be an exercise for sort of the hamstrings, at the back of the thigh, and into the glutes a little bit here. We've done it before. This is where you can hold some some dumbbells if you want, but I want you to make sure the form is right first. So you're basically pushing your bum back as you run your hands down your legs. You'll feel a strong stretch in the hammies. Just bend your knees a little bit, so it's not like a squatting down. It's more of a, I'm pushing my bum back as I'm running the hands down the legs. I want you to focus on keeping your back nice and straight as well. So I want you looking like this instead of like this. So I want nice straight back. So think about keeping your chest proud and facing forward as you run your hands down. And we're just going through the movement, nice and slow and controlled, like that. As you bring yourself back to the start, I want you to think about squeezing your bum muscles to drive your hips forward again. And again, like I said, you can hold on to the weight if you want. Next one, we've got the bands. So just going through with our pull apart exercise here. So bringing that to the middle of the chest, squeezing the back of your shoulders together. If you don't have a band, kind of looks like everyone has a band, which is good. But if you don't, or you're not liking how the band feels, you can just do some arm circles, some shoulder circles going backwards with it. And again, thinking about squeezing the back of the shoulders. Just got a couple more people joining now. Okay, so then the third exercise is a calf raise. So basically just going onto the toes. It's going to be a little bit hard for me to show you here, but just onto the toes, controlling back down. So trying to lift your heels as high up as you can, and then control back down, up and down. If you want to test your balance a little bit, you can do it without holding on to something. But if you feel the need to just hold on to the wall or a chair or something, you can do that as well. Next one is balance. So we've done this before, where we step forward and come back, step sideways and come back, and then step backwards. Each time I step, I'm holding my balance for a second, come back to the start, sideways, balance, hold for a second, back to the start, backwards, balance for a second. If you want to make it a bit harder, you can make it a little bit of a jump rather than a step. And so you've got a little bit of landing to deal with as well. I'll let you decide whether you want to test yourself with that. Last one, lunge with the shoulder press. We've done this before. People who have done it before know it's a pretty tricky exercise. So we're down into a lunge. So one leg's forward, one leg's behind, down, holding that lunge. So then if my left leg is forward, my right hand is holding the dumbbell, and I'm pushing into the shoulder press. Just like that. We'll do one set on the other side, one set on the other. Okay, and for those who have just joined, I think you missed what the first two exercises are, so I'll quickly go through them. So it's a hip hinge for the first one, so pushing the bum back as you run your hands down your legs, but it's not a squat. So once you keep your knees relatively straight, and you just push your bum back and then squeeze your bum muscles to bring yourself back to the start. And then the second exercise with the band, pulling apart towards your chest, like that. Okay, so give me a second to get the timer on. Now we're all good to get going. No questions All good. Cool. All right, so we're starting with the hip hinges. If you wanted to hold onto a weight, you can, but I want you to focus on your form first. So we'll get started in 3, 2, and 1. So thinking, pushing my bum back towards the wall behind me. Should feel a strong stretch on your hamstrings at the back of your thigh. Once you get to that end point, squeeze your bum muscles to drive your hips forward. And then you're just going through the movement like that, keeping your back straight. Try not to round like that. Keep the chest facing forward. 30 seconds in. Yeah, should feel stretching on the hammies and then really squeezing your bum muscles to drive your hips forward. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Grabbing the band, doing the pull aparts. If you don't have a band, I think everyone does, but you can do some shoulder circles going backwards if you want. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Really squeezing the back of your shoulder blades together as you pull that band apart. You can hold it for an extra second or two if you want to have a bit more tension. If you want more resistance on the band, you can hold your hands closer together. Halfway. Really think about squeezing those shoulder blades back together. Good, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Next one is onto the calf raises. So if you want to do it without holding onto anything, great. Just up onto the toes, control it down. So don't just fall down. I want you to go up and control down. So keep tension in the muscles there. 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. Nice and controlled, really pushing the balls of your feet down into the ground as you think about driving those heels up the back of your leg. Just over halfway now. Good. Keeping that balance if you are testing it without holding on to anything. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. So now on to the stepping balance. So it's a step forward, and so you've got forward momentum that you need to control, and then stepping sideways, back to the start, and then backwards, back to the start. And if you want to make it a bit more challenging, you can kind of hop forwards, hop sideways, hop backwards, but completely up to you. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. We'll do 1 set on one side, 1 set on the other. And so yeah, once you land, I want you to hold that for an extra second. Really stick that balance. So we're working on the balance on one leg, and then working on the balance on the other. Just at halfway on this side. So it's all about controlling that momentum. So if you need to take a step quickly or you're forced in a slightly different direction, practicing being able to control that momentum and keep yourself upright. 3, 2, and 1, and we'll swap straight over to the other side. So when you land on that leg, I want you to think about squeezing your glutes, your quads, nice and strong in that stance leg. It's going to help you keep that balance. Just over halfway. Good, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Grabbing onto the dumbbells. Well, just one dumbbell. So into that lunge position. So one leg's forward, one leg's behind, and then I'm dropping the back knee. And then if my left leg is forward, right arm is doing the shoulder press. And we're holding that lunge the whole time. So you're staying down in that tension. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So staying down into that lunge there. So holding that position, that dropped knee position there. However low you feel comfortable holding it. I want you to feel that tension into the legs as well as into that shoulder. I want you to keep your core tight here as well. Try not to arch too much through your lower back. Good. 10 seconds to go on this side. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Have a little rest, a little shake the legs. We won't go straight over to the other side just yet. Good. Okay. 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. Same thing. Feeling the tension in that front leg, mainly sort of the quads and glutes. Feel a bit of tension probably in the front of that back leg as well though, like a stretch. And then just keeping that momentum with the shoulder press. Forward halfway. It's 15 seconds to go. Keeping the core tight, try not to get lazy with your form as you fatigue. Last little bit. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. First round done. Grab a drink. Ask away if any questions about any of the exercises.
So
You're sort of sitting just above the floor. Yeah, so you've so it's a bit hard for me to show, but yeah, you're it's towards the floor. It's going as low as you can without touching. Okay, cool. So let's get ready for the next one. So yeah, again, holding the dumbbells if you feel like you want to. Pushing that bum back into the hinge. So really important keeping, especially that lower back, keeping that straight. So it shouldn't round as you go down. Just pushing the bum back and squeezing the glutes to stand back up. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. If you're feeling the tension in the hamstrings as you go down, that's a good thing. That's what you should be feeling. And then really working to squeeze your bum muscles to stand back upright rather than using the muscles of your lower back. 15 seconds to go. We're nice and controlled with this one, no rushing with this movement. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Grabbing onto the bands. So again, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging for yourself, just hold the band a little bit closer. And then pulling in and holding for a couple of seconds. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Good, 15 seconds in. Coming forward with the band as well as you come out. So pulling it in and then coming back out. Pulling in, coming back out. So arms stay relatively straight through the whole movement there. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now into the calf raises, so standing up onto the toes and then controlling down. And testing that balance if you want, but not holding on to anything. 3, 2, and 1. So onto the calf raises, Rachel, sorry. So it's testing the balance, so made you think balance one. Yeah, just standing onto the toes and then controlling down. Just over halfway. Yeah, nice and controlled with this movement, driving those heels up as high as you can. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now on to Rachel's favorite, the stepping balance. So stepping forward, hold for a couple of seconds, then back to the start. Sideways, hold for a couple of seconds, back to the start. And then backwards, hold, and then to the start. Again, you can make it a bit of a hop or a bit of a jump if you want to test yourself a bit more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And as you're landing, I want you to have like a little bit of a bend in the knee. So your leg shouldn't be completely straight and it shouldn't feel like a jarring land. It should be absorbed through the muscles, and by bending the knee, you force those muscles to work. 15 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Nice, and we'll swap straight over to the other side. Off we go. I want you to just, stick that position for an extra second. So really feel like you've owned that new position there. Good. Otherwise, it's easy to just kind of keep throwing momentum around rather than controlling that momentum each time you step. 15 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now grabbing onto the dumbbell, into the lunge and then the shoulder press. So holding that lunge, so you're in that position the whole time, and it's just the arm moving. And so again, like I said, you're going as low as you can with that back knee towards the ground, just without touching. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. So keeping the core tight again. Don't feel like you're arching through that lower back. If left leg's forward, right arm is working, and same for the reverse. Just 15 to go now. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. Swapping hands. And we'll get started in 3, 2, and 1. Good. 15 seconds in. Little test of balance with this one as well, even. holding that position there down in the lunge. Fifteen seconds to go. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Second round done. Grab a drink. Okay, so we're going into the hip hinge. Pushing bum back. 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. Again, nice and controlled, pushing that bum back. Squeezing your glutes to stand upright. And yeah, same again. I want you to feel like it's your glutes that's working to stand you back upright rather than your lower back. Three, 2, and 1. Grabbing onto the bands, going into the pull apart. So again, so those arms should stay straight, relatively straight the whole time. That may be a bit of a bend in the elbow, but they stay the same. It's you're thinking about your shoulders are driving yourself back. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And as those shoulders drive back, you're pulling that band apart as much as you can. Halfway. Nice. Last little bit here. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Into the calf raises now. Onto your toes, controlling down, and repeat. 3, 2, and 1. Again, controlled on the way down. To still feel like you have tension in the calves on the way down. I don't want you to feel like it goes away because you're just falling back down. 15 to go. 3, 2, and 1. So then that stepping balance. So stepping forward, back to the start, sideways, back to the start, and backwards. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Again, so that landing leg, the balancing leg, that's the one that we've got a little bit of a bend in, just to feel like those muscles in your thigh and your glutes are working to keep yourself upright. Nice. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1, and we'll swap straight over to the other side. Off we go. Let's just set halfway here. Good, less than 10. 3, 2, and 1. On to the last one, so into that lunge, holding down as low as you can, driving up into that shoulder press there. Okay, so yeah, left leg's forward, right arm is working. 3, 2, and 1. Finishing strong with this exercise here, last little bit of work. Just at halfway. That's good form from everyone. Keep pushing. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Give the legs a little shake. Okay, getting ready for the last bit of work here. 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. Try not to get lazy with your form here, even as you fatigue. Stay strong in that front leg. Keep driving through the shoulder there. Good. Nice, guys. Keep pushing through. Got 15 seconds to go. This last little bit here. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Nice.